Anybody? Okay, great. Anybody had a response that said, but the ceasefire has ended? Anybody had that response? If you've got that response, what's our response? What are we going to respond and say? What did the occupation hasn't ended, so we will reply and be clear. Can I bring in now Adrian Weir, Assistant Chief of Staff at Unite. Thank you, Adrian.
Particularly to associate the trade union movement with the struggle in Gaza and with solidarity with the Palestinian people. I bring solidarity greetings from our London region, our London Regional Secretary Peter Kavanagh and our General Secretary Len McCluskey. Colleagues, we're nearly 2,000 people dead, many more injured and tens of thousands made homeless and displaced. This has provoked outrage amongst the world's peoples and the trade union movement at all levels, at rank and file level, at European level, at national level, at all levels in Europe and in Latin America, is very much part of civil society in opposing the slaughter and carnage in Gaza. The trade union movement in Britain, in France, in Spain is united in standing shoulder to shoulder with the Palestinian people, and particularly at this moment of time, the Palestinian people in Gaza. Our own TUC has made the point that the bombardment of Gaza is collective punishment of a population suffering the existing blockade. In France, the CGT has called to stop the Israeli aggression, lifting the illegal and criminal blockade, release all prisoners, and called for immediate sanctions against Israel to respect international law. And in Spain, the Workers' Commission's executive says, resorting to indiscriminate collective punishment is a clear violation of international law. The Palestinian civilian population is suffering a criminal embargo, and the Workers' Commissions call on the international community not to keep looking the other way at the impunity enjoyed by the Israeli state. Colleagues, it's clear that I think those three statements from the trade union movement across Europe show that the movement stands shoulder to shoulder with the people of Palestine. And also in those statements I think there's two telling points. Firstly, there's the question of collective punishment, and secondly, the illegal blockade. And I think these 2 points should help us nail the lie that the apologists for Israel make. They say that Israel is the only democratic country in the Middle East. Well, a key facet of democracy is respect for the rule of law. Any country that breaches the highest legislative state there is, the Geneva Conventions, clearly has no democratic credentials whatsoever. Colleagues, the unions are nothing if we're not practical, and our friends in the international trade union movement have been very busy organising a relief fund for Gaza, money to support the injured, the homeless and the dispossessed. The International Transport Workers Federation this week has opened an appeal. Anybody can donate either in a branch of a bank or by credit transfer online. Just go to the ITF website, which is ITF Global, and all the details are there. And to ensure that this fund has got off to a flying start, Unite this week has donated £10,000 to that fund. Colleagues, I don't know how many people saw The Economist last week, but the magazine made the point that although Israel may be winning the battle, it is clearly losing the war, because there's massive economic disinvestment taking place in Israel as we speak. And that's clearly where we need to be. The four main Palestinian trade union federations have now joined together with the support of... And I'm very pleased to be able to report that only last month Unite agreed to switch from just supporting a boycott of settlement goods to full support for boycott, disinvestment and sanctions. We all now need to turn our attention to turn these from conference resolutions to practical solidarity in the workplace. And colleagues, just before I finish, can I just make one final point? I checked this morning to see what the trade union-based so-called supporters of Israel had to say about what's going on at the moment. Shufi, Trade Union Friends of Israel, not updated its website since November. Shulip, Trade Unions Linking Israel and Palestine, not updated its website since December. But what could they say? British trade unionists support bombing women and children? Hardly. So, one final website I checked this morning, the Israeli Histadrut, the so-called trade union federation in Israel, looked at their English language website. What have they got to say about what's going on? Well, nothing actually. There's just an undated statement on peace and cooperation with the Palestinian unions with no contemporary material whatsoever. So just to finish, colleagues, the trade union movement is standing foursquare with the Palestinians, it's standing foursquare with our friends and colleagues in Gaza. Please donate to the ITF fund. Please turn out on Saturday. Thank you very much.